Well, I know last time that we met, you said that you had lost your grandfather. Maybe you could tell me a story about him that makes you laugh, or just a happy memory.
Oh, wow. There's lots, but my favorite, and I'm going to cry,
No, it's all right. It's all good. Yeah.
He and my grandmother like to play jokes on each other all the time. Like, they were constantly playing practical jokes on each other. And so, and this might be crude, but the thing is that, like, they would run up behind each other and kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, poke each other in the behind. And they would just think that was hilarious. Well, they split up in the grocery store one day. And so my grandpa was in one section and I was in the other section with my grandmother. And she ran up to what she thought was my grandpa and did her little break. And it wasn't him. And so, like, she never did it in a public place after that. But that was just one of the best memories between the two of them, because, I mean, they laughed at each other for, a good 15, 20 minutes about that. And so it was something that they still did it, but they toned it down a little bit, not so much in public.
So, whenever you think of these memories of your goofball grandparents, does that help with when you're having a bad day, or?
Yeah, it does, but then sometimes it makes it worse because I know what I don't have anymore. Like, you're missing those things, I guess, and so sometimes it makes it worse to think about those memories, but most of the time it helps.
Yeah, I have a couple minutes of, of a good, just a few good moments to help with that.
Yeah, I think sometimes it gets you through, like, if you're having I don't know, it distracts you. It's a distraction, I think.
Yeah. Do you have more good days than bad days, or are you still kind of, in the middle?
I think it's kind of in the middle, but mostly more good days than bad. I still have some bad days, like, especially like if my little boy does something that they would miss or they're not there to see. That makes it bad sometimes, and the holidays make it tough because we don't have our big family get-togethers anymore. It's just kind of like my mom and the one uncle that's left, and it's just tiny. And it used to be these huge family get-togethers, and now it's just tiny.
Does your son, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does he act like one of your grandparents?
He does. He acts like my grandfather a lot. He doesn't like his feet to be touched or tickled, and that was my grandpa's big thing. Like, the only time he were allowed to touch his feet or do anything remotely like that is if you had to help him cut his toenails. And, other than that, you weren't allowed to tickle him or anything of that nature. So my son's the same way. He doesn't like you messing with his feet, except to put, like, his socks and shoes on.
When you catch your son acting like your grandfather, does that bring a little humor or joy into the? I mean, I understand it.
Yeah.
It may, be a little hard, but at the same time, does it bring a smile to your face? Kind of like.
It does. It does both, and depending on what it is, makes a difference. Like, if he's just being silly or something like that, that's a good thing. But if it's like one of those milestone things, like when he started walking at 8.5 months, it was kind of like, oh, but they're not. I can't call him and tell him, hey, or like his first word was, what's his first word? I can't remember. Oh, go. I mean, and that's not something that I could share because they're not there. And so those kind of thoughts, run through your head when that happens. But for the most part, it's good.
That's good. Yeah, I hope you can continue to find humor in those those moments when your son acts like your grandfather, or having even if it's for just a moment of your grandparents hooking each other in the behind.
Yes. It is.
Yeah. So yeah.